Hey, what is up, Udemy students? I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to put out this update because there was a lot of updates recently to the campaign builder for Infusionsoft, and some of it is awesome, some of it is kind of, for lack of a better word, can be a little annoying, I guess. But it's only annoying when you kind of really get into the campaign builder. When you're a beginner, it's awesome. It's a really cool little addition that they've added. If you're brand new to the campaign builder. So let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, I'm also going to create a quick video that will show another example of a campaign that I'm going to do that's pretty cool that you can actually expand for months and months and months and months, if not years, and give a tremendous amount of value to your customers. Okay? So let's get into it. And as I'm doing this, actually, I totally forgot that I needed to do something else, and I could potentially be giving a customer a very wild ride because I messed up on something. But we'll get into that in the other video. All right, so a couple new changes. The first change is up here where it says get campaign templates. Actually, I don't remember if that was up there in the last one, in the last version, but usually this was out when you click the back to list and you have a list of all your campaigns. It would be up there where you can get some new templates. So that's one change. The other change, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but this is kind of cool. I know I used to kind of freak out every time I'd go into my campaigns, but as soon as you open a campaign, it goes to this screen rather than the performance screen. I know a lot of people would, especially when they're new, they would go and get into one of their campaigns and they'd see this and they'd be like, where'd all my stuff go? I worked so hard and it's all gone. But they'd actually just be on the performance tab, so they would only see the how their campaign was performing, and they wouldn't see any of the drafts that they're working on, like this, because this is a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that could, if I go here to there, there's a lot that's not on the performance tab because it's still it's still under draft. So that was a nice little change. I'm glad they did that. The other is these campaign tools. This sidebar is much different. Now, the way it used to be, I don't know if you remember, but you can go back to the campaign builders in videos in this Udemy tutorial, but it used to have, it didn't, so right now we're down to 4 different things. You have your goal, you have your sequence, you have your email confirmation, you have your notes. Before, it was like a drop-down menu like this, and you would have just a ton of different options, but they all really fell into this thing. Like you might have this guy over here that had his hand up underneath one of these. It really was just kind of really disorganized. And nobody knew what to do with them. The other thing that there were these traffic sources that you could put into your workflow over here, and while they looked cool, I guess, and you'd have one from where it maybe came from Twitter or from a website or whatever, while they look cool, they really didn't serve a purpose. And I never used them. I remember I was so confused when I first started using the campaign builder, because you would put those things out there, you put it out onto the thing, and you'd double click on it and you'd be like, well, what's this for? I don't understand. Is it just to mark that this is where people are potentially coming from? It really didn't make any sense, and had no use being there. So that was good. So rather than having like 50 different options that all led to the same thing, the cool thing is now you really only have 4 things. You have your goal, and we'll drag one of these out, and your goal is going to change. The icon will change based off of whatever your goal is. So let's say goal 1, and I know I misspelled that, but who cares? Now your goal can be if they submit a web form, a landing page, clicks a link, whatever. And watch when I do submit a web form. Save. Now it's changed to a web form little icon. But if I go back over here, now remember, before, it didn't do that before. In fact, this guy over here is a perfect example. I had to use this guy with a hand up and I could have changed him to whatever I wanted, and it didn't matter as far as whatever the goal was, and it would just keep him as he is, and it just didn't make sense. So now if I go and say I change this to purchases a product, guess what? It's going to be a shopping cart now. Ooh, imagine that. That's cool. Completes a task. Boom. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? So definitely a lot better when it comes to that, and makes a ton more sense. It really did not make any sense when you went through and tried to create these goals, especially as a newbie, especially as and for someone that's completely disorganized like me. The fact is, for me, is I'm just going to be using this guy with his hand raised for just about everything. And when I go and look at one of my campaigns, my really, really complex campaigns, I'm not going to know what it does aside from the fact that it has this little tag over here or this little web form over here. This just makes it so much easier. Okay, so one other cool thing, and I'm glad they did this, is that now you can add tags, right? So you can add tags here. Great. So actually, let me step back. One of the goals that you can put into your campaign builder, and you'll know this from the other videos that I go very, very heavily into, that especially this particular goal, which is adds a tag. I use this way more than any other thing out there. In fact, I'm going to show you how I need to fix this right here. I need to fix this to be able to use a tag in there. You're going to see what I do with that. But I use this more than anything. So if I double click into here, one of the things that would happen is if I needed to make a new tag, I couldn't put it under another category from this screen. You can, if I was on the tags, like where I can add tags from the actual tag page or whatever, I could totally do that. Or if I did it from an email, I could totally do it there. I just could not do it here. Nobody could do it here. So so if I do a tag now, if I do triple thread, because this is my partner's, one of my business partners, and I'm one of the partners in this particular women's apparel store. Triple thread, let's see, new item, but actually let's do clicked new items link 1, because that's what we're going to use for the next one. So if I do create, before it would just create the tag. Now I can actually do a category here. Now I can actually do a category. Awesome. I love it. 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 So I could do all of that stuff. I can do this so much more easily, and I love it. So I'm just gonna leave it as is right now, and then I can change it later. But actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do customer re-engagement campaign. We'll put it in there for now, just for giggles. All right, so pretty cool, huh? And then now you have your sequences. You can just pull your sequences out, connect your stuff, and so on and so forth. Generally everything the same here, but I want to show you something. When you publish, before it would just go and publish, right? It would just go and publish everything that you had. But now when I click publish, it has this thing that comes up on the side. This is also pretty cool because it goes through, especially if you're a newbie, it goes through and tells you, hey, there are 7 elements not marked as ready. You can click that. It'll actually take you to the elements. Campaign elements are not connected, which is also really cool. Click it, and it'll tell you which ones are not connected. How cool, yeah? Obviously, if you're advanced or more advanced, a lot of the times you're not going to connect these things, and you can go through the course and see why we do that. Email delivery frequency, emails are not personalized, all that different things. It's a good little check. It can be kind of annoying when you're doing a more advanced stuff and you have to go and kind of take a double take and see, oh no, okay, I'm good. Never mind. Like emails are not personalized. It's good. It'll actually tell you which emails aren't personalized. These ones, the majority of them are not going to be because I don't want them to be. But yeah, it's pretty darn cool. I'm glad they did this, but like I said, it can be a little annoying when you do it. I'm going to click cancel because I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm going to delete these right now, actually. Okay, cool. So I hope that gives you a cool little update on what's been going on with Infusionsoft. I'm sure there are other updates. Those are the ones that stand out to me. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, essentially, guys, this is exactly the same as it was before, just much more simplified, much more simplified. And then you got the cool little double checks from publishing and things like that. So, all right, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them on the discussion forum. This is Dean Soto from the OnlineEmpireAcademy.com. See ya.